hello there. Yes, well, it's midweek. I survived the Ice Age. Yes. Yes, well, it might actually eventually get slightly warmer next week, but of course it'll rain. Anyway, today I just wanted to share something that I found pretty amusing yesterday. A lot of people who are quite convinced about the superiority of certain races over other, shall we say, often manage to post things up that almost directly, not quite, but almost directly contradict what they're trying to hint at. And perhaps a good example of this yesterday was Carl Benjamin, yes, him again, of the Lotus Eaters, who falls into that classic trap of earnestly believing that there are some sort of immutable genes which are ring-fenced in certain people, like Carl Benjamin, which are never diluted by anything else, especially not over the passage of time, unless of course it's other people's genes, in which case they definitely do get diluted over the passage of time, and things all go very, very messy in a kind of historical way, one might say. But he posted up this. You learn something new every day, and of course he doesn't, because he's not that type of person. But this is this one from actually I dug it out from 2017. So let's have a look at this. Ancient Europeans are more closely related to Europeans than modern Egyptians, scientists claim. Now, that might be fine, if you like, with modern DNA sequencing techniques, as we know. You know, if you do 23andMe, which, as you know, I've done, you can find these things out, which is great. But this isn't really kind of anything to do with Europeans, and it's certainly not anything to do with Carl, is it? I'm guessing, because when we talk about ancient Egyptians, we are effectively dealing with like 6,000 years of history up to Alexander the Great, and that's where it kind of peters out, because then it stops being particularly ancient. But at that time, Europeans were effectively kind of burrowing into the ground and laying litters of pups, metaphorically speaking. So you can't really sort of claim that there are these superior European genes that were manifesting themselves magically in building pyramids. It's just a farcical view of the world. Not that it stops them. I mean, Peter Whittle and the New Culture Forum with Rafe and the others also fall into this trap. This notion that certain things just simply are brilliant throughout time, rather than culture. Oh dear God, that thing being important. And of course, Carl posts this piece up, but what he misses the bit is of course he can't read the bit underneath, which is, however, Egyptologist says he is particularly suspicious of any statement that may have the unintended consequences of asserting, yet again from a North European or North American perspective, that there's a discontinuity between ancient and modern populations. Yes, indeed, because if you actually, Carl, read the piece, you discover that in fact there hasn't been a huge watering down. Oh no, that must be the Muslims, says not Carl, obviously, because he wouldn't do that. Yeah, he would. Between modern and ancient populations. So it might help if you, kind of knew something about history, or indeed genetics, or indeed geography, or indeed the notion of time, or indeed the ability to read. But none of these things are possible to the boys at the Lotus Eaters, or indeed the boys at New Culture Forum, or indeed loads of them who just choose to assert that because they magically were born with fairly light skin, they are just innately better than anybody. Well, boys, you're not better than me, because I got all of that, and I got the ability to read. Yeah, thanks to, ancient people from that part of the world. Anyway, I will need to trundle off and get me breakfast, thanks to ancient people in that part of the world. Yeah, makes a change from throwing a spear at things. Anyway, do have a lovely day, and remember, just think about things. It really, really, really helps. Do have a lovely day.